supporting English as an additional language. In this video, we'll be discussing how you can support any children in your setting who they or their family may speak English as an additional language. But first, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Open Nursery with myself, Kurt Liania, where I support you to open, grow, and run your childcare business. If after watching this video you want any support around this in terms of growing, opening and running your nursery, then make sure you check out the website opennursery.co.uk. There's lots on there available for you, like various nursery documents you might need, for example SEND documents, observation sheets, as well as policies and procedures. Plus on there you can find lots of useful articles to help you run, grow and open your nursery. But as I mentioned, today we're discussing English as an additional language, or EAL. We'll be discussing what you can do in your setting to support your EAL children. But first, it's important to know how important it is to encourage the child's home language. I know personally when growing up, many families whose first language wasn't English would either not teach their children their home language or heavily encourage their children to learn English at the expense of learning their home language. This was generally due to a fear that parents had that their children wouldn't grasp English language quick enough and be held back in their settings or at school. But thankfully, nowadays we have a greater understanding of the importance of learning the home language and understanding that as long as they're learning the English at school, children will pick it up very quickly and there's not really that need to worry about them not learning English. Plus, studies have shown how important learning multiple languages can be for children's development. Research suggests that children who are bilingual have a lot of intellectual advantages too, as it creates a greater understanding in the child of how language works. It is important for children to establish a strong foundation in the language dominant in their home environment, as this is generally where they will spend most of their time. By developing and maintaining their home language skills, the children's understanding of how language is used will improve, and it enables them to transfer this understanding to new languages. This is one of the reasons why it's recommended to encourage the home language to create a foundation of language learning, which can then be transferred to learning English. With the other approach of only learning English, it creates a fragmented development in their learning of language, where children may not grasp the concept in either of their languages. Maintaining the home language is also crucial for positive family connections, especially in situations where older members of the family who care for the children do not speak English. If parents or their carers are not as confident in English, it will make it more difficult for them to share their thoughts and ideas to their children due to the language barrier. This makes it more difficult for parents to shape, guide and influence their children. You as the practitioner play a crucial role in reassuring parents that maintaining and developing their home language will benefit their children and support their developing of their English skills. But how can you encourage the home language in your setting? There's lots of ways you can support children who have EAL. One of the main ways is to ensure that your practice is inclusive. Creating an inclusive environment is a vital aspect of promoting equal opportunities for all learners in your setting, which includes your EAL children. Inclusive environments promote fairness, diversity, and mutual respect for others, which all ties in with the British values which I've covered in the previous video. This just ensures that all your children have an equal access to the curriculum and that you are working towards helping them to achieve their full potential. You can promote inclusivity in your rooms by displaying posters and pictures that represent the diversity that you have in your rooms, which of course will include images of people and children from different cultural and linguistic backgrounds. This can help promote positive attitudes towards diversity and encourage communication and interaction from children from these different backgrounds. You can further encourage this by creating activities where children can learn from each other. You can get children to teach others about their different backgrounds and their different cultures and even their different languages. Enabling children to share their culture with their friends will help to create a really positive and inclusive environment. Gathering lots of information about the children's home language and their home life when parents register will all help to support this. So have a look at your registration documents and see whether you're really capturing this information that can really help support your children. If you look at your documents and realise that it's not, then check out the documents on the website Open Nursery. I have lots of registration documents that can help you to support children in this area. You can also support your EAL children through assessing and monitoring. You should be attempting to assess your children's progress in different areas of their language development. This will mainly be in listening and attention, but can also be in their reading and their writing. This will just help you to identify areas where children may need additional support. This can simply be done through regular observations, recording the learner's home language, and analysing any work that they do. See how they communicate at home and in their setting. This can be done in partnership with parents. To help in the transition of their understanding, you can introduce things like visual cue cards or flashcards, or get simple words from the home language and use them in your instructions. Effective communication is important in general in your setting, but it becomes even more important with your EAL children. You must make sure that you are communicating clearly and effectively with your children, especially as we are aware that language could be a potential barrier. Try to avoid complex and technical vocabulary that may be unfamiliar to your EAL children. As mentioned, visual aids like the cue cards or the flashcards can support in this, or having simple words in the home language that you can use. But just remember, whenever you're using these, always verbally communicate at the same time. So if you're holding up a flashcard of the toilet, make sure you're saying toilet to the child. Or if you're saying toilet in a home language, make sure it's paired with the English language so that they can make that connection between the two instructions. It is so important that your environment feels safe and secure for the child so that they feel comfortable expressing themselves. This involves actively listening to your children, valuing their contributions, and providing regular feedback to help support their learning. As alluded to, involving families is also very important in supporting your EAL children. You should work closely with families to support EAL and involve them in their children's learning. You should try to provide families with information about your curriculum, teaching, and learning strategies. This could include sharing resources that can help children learn at home, providing updates on their children's development, and involving families in parent meetings. It also involves encouraging parents and reassuring them of the importance of learning their home language. So in summary, in order to support your children with EAL, it's important that you create an inclusive environment, you're regularly assessing and monitoring their development, your communication is especially effective, and you collaborate with your families. These strategies will help to ensure that your EAL learners have equal access to the curriculum and can achieve their full potential. By working together, you and your families can provide the support and resources needed to help your children to succeed. I hope you have better strategies in place to help support your EAL learners, and you have a bit of information about how important supporting the home language is. If you found this video useful at all, then make sure you hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. I post regular videos supporting you to open, grow and run a childcare business. One last thing before you go, if your nursery or childcare business is not full or you're struggling to make ends meet, then make sure you check out this book, 99 Proven Ways to Market Your Childcare Business. It will give you 99 different strategies to help boost your enrollment, which will not only enable you to get more children, but enable you to charge more so that you're covering all of your expenses. So if you work in a childcare setting and you want to boost your enrollment and have a long waiting list, then make sure you get this book or recommend it to your manager. It's available right now on Amazon. Just click the link in the description to get your copy. You won't be disappointed, and I look forward to supporting you. God bless.